Welcome everyone to the regular recurring theme here of security news already. Russia's SolarWinds hack, or Russia's, yeah, obviously always Russia, but SolarWinds hack, a historic myth, they title here. So what this is, you probably heard about this already. This actually is a network and information system management product and company. Wikipedia has a nice summary. So allegedly this up to 29 cozy beer, regular recurring Russian staff working for the Russian Foreign Intelligence Service, maybe allegedly, was reported to be behind the 2020 attack. Victims of this attack included the cybersecurity firm FireEye, which is also why this is also at times titled that. US Treasury Department, US Department of Commerce, National Communications and Information Administration, also obviously the who is who of information and technology, right? So this apparently American company develops software and business to help manage network systems and information technology infrastructure. So obviously it's like, yeah, you had one job, obviously, right? And that's what we have this here for. And also drop frames. Sorry for that recurring garbage network here in this analog time. So as per usual, this software to manage network and protect and VPN and stuff, those used to break into systems. The list goes on. US Department of Homeland Security, prominent information, customers investigated weather impact. Something also allegedly attacker used a backdoor in the SolarWinds library, whereas an update to the SolarWinds software occurred. The malicious attack would go unnoticed due to the trusted certificate. In November, a security researcher notified SolarWinds that their FTP server had a weak password of SolarWinds 1, 2, 3. And also we eventually need to not only change our ISP, also this many drop frames. This is hilarious. 1.5 Mbit. I think I have to change this to even less, because otherwise this will obviously not be fun. Google services, yes, good point. We get to that. So yeah, a recurring theme here. More network management stuff, more attack vector, more trusted compute base and or code base, and last but not least, antivirus snake oil stuff. But we will get to this. In similar news, cosmetic IoT nightmares, smart doorbells, apparently easy to use, a recurring theme here of latest and greatest Internet of Device shit, DNS servers, undocumented device features, DNS HTTP port 50, probably with some password, and found unbranded clone on the device for sales online. Firmware was extracted. Something, so clear text Wi-Fi credentials, stored MQTT credentials. And the other stuff, as per usual, stuff does not look pretty as soon as you look a little bit into their unauthenticated services. Number of devices tested revealed poor access control to the backend services. So the doorbell and mobile application were used or communicating with unbranded doorbell, something, whatever. Too long, didn't read a lot of those devices, easy exploitable, and third parties can open your door over the internet, because obviously that is what they were made for. In similar news, just as you said, Google status update here, recurring theme, the best of the best, and yet they have outages. Just use cloud software, they said. Monday 14th, for duration of 47 minutes, customer-facing Google services that required Google OAuth access were unavailable. Cloud services account using GCP workload not impacted, continues to function. Root cause, the Google user ID service maintains a unique identifier for each account and handles authentication credentials, tokens and cookies. It stores something Google used, where is this? Somewhere here is Quota, Google uses an involving suite, obviously, of automated tools to manage the quota of various resources allocated for service as part of an ongoing migration of the user ID service to a new quota system. A change was made in October to register this to the new quota system, but parts of the previous quota were left in place with incorrect reports. The usage of the user ID service is 0, so 2020 Google sort of run out of storage for their own sort of anyway reporting to the wrong system. Anyways, so much to just run everything of your own stuff in the cloud, because obviously that is totally fail-safe and amazing. In similar amazing and fail-safe news, AMNESIA 33 research lab here discovered 33 vulnerabilities impacting again millions of IoT, OT and IT devices that present an immediate risk to for organizations worldwide. Recurring theme here of code needs to be secure, can't like buffer over underrun, and other didn't properly read the specification stuff. AMNESIA 33, a set of 33 vulnerabilities that impact 4 open source, also open source, totally secure, right? By design, TCP IP stacks, UIP, FNet, Pico TCP, and NotNet, in case you probably never heard about most of those, which collectively serve as the foundation, not like Linux, because obviously IoT components of millions connected devices worldwide. Those vulnerabilities primary causes memory corruption, allowing attackers. Also recurring theme here. See, we got this buffer over underruns, use of uninitialized memory, use after free, memory corruption, pointer arithmetic, the usual stuff. Compromised devices execute malicious code, adding to the recurring theme of see the glorified assembler frontend. We got this, apparently not. Where's the rest of this? Additional resources? Yeah, you can probably download the report here. Let's see if this comes down the built-in browser stuff. Maybe, maybe not. Yeah, long report. Probably with a list of stuff used, RTOS, TCP IP stack, so Pico TCP, FNet, NotNet, UC. So a lot of what many people usually don't recognize, and which we summarizes here on this channel to spread some awareness of not Linux, FreeBSD and so on, but also other open source tiny micro TCP IP stacks for tiny firmware. They're out in the field. Usually also next problem, recurring theme here stuff without update function, and even if it has, usually vendors don't give 2 cents of never updated, no updates, and if the update function can be compromised in any case, often anyway, allegedly. In similar news, premier security firm, wait a second, all right, we had this already, this is only a duplicate, so much to that. I probably should have gone through that before. Anyway, recurring theme is Cisco Jabber desktop mobile client software vulnerability, a recurring theme of is it a good idea to use Cisco stuff, and a recurring guest in our show, multiple vulnerabilities in Cisco's Jabber for Windows mobile stuff, and affected products affects Jabber for Windows, something I don't even quite remember why it includes this here. Probably message handling vulnerabilities, must be able to send extended presence protocol messages and user systems. Any case, not even sure. Maybe this was also affected some, not even sure who uses this. Anyway, script injection vulnerability, was it more than this? Or maybe this includes multiple, maybe this was not even what I wanted to. Anyway, medium impact rating. I have the feeling I don't quite remember that. I think I wanted to announce here something else though. Maybe the URL changed, or actually I don't know what was the most newsworthy in this one. Not even sure who uses Java client of this stuff. Maybe this impact is larger than I remembered. Maybe someone gave me a tip. It's a week ago. Anyway, hackers are selling more than 85,000 MySQL databases on the dark web portal here in recurring news. What is the date of this? December the 10th. some days ago. I'm slightly wondering, did we had this already, or is this similar that we had last week? But I think the rest of the news are new. Maybe I should do this actually on a daily or daily basis, because otherwise after a week or 10 days it becomes a little bit of a mess. But yeah, buy, auction your MySQL credentials. Maybe last week it was something else. Somehow this stuff somehow repeats on a daily basis. In similar news, GE puts default password in Radiology devices, leaving healthcare networks exposed. Also recurring theme. Also this, I hope, is December, right? This is funny. US dates things. We had this in recurring news of other companies, but again, recurring theme. Fixing critical vulnerability isn't straightforward and comes with its own risk. So much to what the heck? How can we fixing this? Comes with its own risk of. Anyway, doesn't. Products from GE Healthcare. Recurring theme here contains critical vulnerability. Devices used for CT scans, MRIs, X-rays, mammograms, ultrasounds, and so on. Emission tomographer used a default password. Recurring theme, default password, SolarWinds 123, probably GE Healthcare 123, or just passwords if not trust no one. Receives regular maintenance. The passwords are available to anyone who knows where on the internet to look. Lack of proper access restriction allows also 2020 default passwords, lack of proper access restrictions, and so on. Malicious server rather than only those designed by GE Healthcare. The floor something of has, what is it? The floor has a CVSS security rating of 9.8 out of 10. Recurring theme here, right? Because of the impact of the vulnerability combined of ease of exploiting, of the 2020 ease of exploiting with default passwords, your local GE Healthcare device. Security discovered the vulnerability, privately reported to the manufacturer in May. The US also May, nearly a year later. Statement, they are not aware of an unauthorized access as per you. Obviously they don't have a monitor service and stuff, and how should they notice? But anyway, where this, you get the idea. Affected devices includes quite some. Device contains an integrated computer that runs a Unix-based operating system, Linux maybe, or some BSD proprietary software that runs on top of the OS. Management tasks, FTP, by the modality to obtain executable files from the maintenance server. What the heck? Obtaining executable files. You had me at use of FTP port 21 to obtain executable files from. Man, I want my key bindings back. What is here with this whale and stuff? Telnet used to maintenance servers run check commands on the device. It's like, I think we also have this for that, and I hope the volume is not as high. Anyway, in similar news, advisory, Cyberoam SQL injection vulnerability. Pre-authentication are always the best SQL injection vulnerabilities recently discovered and fixed by the Cyberoam operating system or cross device. This type of vulnerabilities could allow SQL statements to be executed remotely, no shit Sherlock, but only if the administration interface was exposed on the run zone. No other Sophos products were affected. Yeah, recurring theme, Sophos, right? The best antivirus snake oil, allegedly. I heard money can't buy. And obviously totally trustworthy. In similar news, unfortunately, recurring theme OpenSSL. We had this in last year and the year before. I wonder if this also is in LibreSSL. Maybe I should take a look. But security advisory here, December 20th, severity high. X509 general name. By the way, did I update this in our T2 Linux? Maybe not. Maybe I should update this in our T2 Linux before I have here a news show. Anyway, attacker can control both items, could trigger a crash, for example, can trick the client and server into checking malicious certificate, contains a malicious CRL, something, and so on. And obviously some old versions no longer receive public updates. Anyway, also, yeah, C glorified assembler frontend. We got this, totally amazing, in decade-old SSL reference implementation. In similar news, IBM security bulletin vulnerability by PyYAML affects also yet another probably markup language or so. Affects IBM, also I'm guessing that right, obviously. IBM Spectrum Protect Plus container and Microsoft Systems Agent CVE 2020-1747. The vulnerability in the PyYAML, I would guess Python, right? 2020 Python YAML stuff affects IBM and Microsoft Fire System agents. Recurring theme here, right? Using open source stuff, they certainly get no money to develop this and maintain it. Container agent for Kubernetes and the IBM Spectrum Protect plus Microsoft Windows File System agent. Remote attacker to execute arbitrary code on the system. Always very much fun. And the CVSS base score of 9.8. Recurring theme, right? We had this just a minute ago. In similar news, what is with the big vendors like Microsoft and Apple? At Microsoft 10/20H, also, yeah, some schoolie in Germany. Actually, I had this. I should have switched that to somewhere in Microsoft acknowledges in some knowledge. Actually, I should have switched to that. Anyway, corrupt your file system. And how is it going on Apple's side? Big Sur 11.1 external displays may not work correctly anymore because Apple #peakbox, right? The external displays are difficult, not only in Linux, but also in macOS. So RIP, I don't know, maybe we have only 4.2%. I don't know if there was a spike of drop frames. Anyway, so yeah, stuff at Apple, not amazing. I see this with our own support. It's totally, why do I build this YouTube channel? Because I urgently need to get to something saner than the state at Apple and Microsoft. In similar news, Apple starts their own modem. Chip chief says, similar to a video on the main channel. Yeah, really bad. Yeah, probably I have to move the office. All right, you know what? Probably because this bloody video plays. Recurring theme on the main channel. I yesterday talked on a similar frame dropping video. Microsoft doing their own ARM chip allegedly, and obviously Apple has more videos on the main channel, but I find this rather stupid, right? Apple becomes, in my opinion, certainly on the ARM CPU they had quite some success, but on the software side, in my opinion, peak bugs and not as amazing development. Why is this video playing again? Can this bloody video not stop? I thought I clicked pause there. Apple, in my opinion, loses the focus a little bit similar to in the 90s, where they had dozens of Mac systems and few people still in proper overview and got confused and stuff, and Steve Jobs came back and killed most of them. And my impression is a little bit, they try a lot, and sure, some stuff works like the ARM CPUs. However, I wonder how long they can sustain this with a lot of open competition. Maybe they could also in 5 years lose their the lead again, and similar to the modems. Also, obviously, if you only rely on your own stuff, then you are also, if there is a shortage, if you can't get this finished, and certainly patent lawsuits and whatnot. Anyway, to me, this looks a little bit like Apple becoming the new Microsoft or other, like, you stuff, even Sony in the long run. Sure, they had laptops, they have a PlayStation, they had other stuff, but in my opinion, maybe also allegedly maybe working on a car or something. I certainly would not buy an Apple car. I wonder how many people would buy an Apple car, and it becomes more and more kind of Panasonic, kind of generic, or like General Electronics or stuff, and so on. Marco says, really, lawsuit, Qualcomm, Intel modems, cripple Qualcomm modems, makes their own phones not look as bad. Yeah, I wonder also, it means certainly in such kind of thing, first of all, how many with you are holding it wrong, you, what was the antenna gate error, 51 gate, you are overheating it wrong, you're cooling it wrong. And certainly this kind of stuff, like an ARM CPU, certainly the ARM CPU, they manage quite successfully. But even if you are very lucky and successful with one project, it doesn't mean you will be lucky and successful with all of them. So for one successful project are usually 9 failed ones or something. Is probably a safe bet. So certainly this burns also a lot of money, and this is not even innovation, right? This is just re-implementing what other people have already done, just to save money, to save some power. And I don't see this scale very well. But we will certainly see here in 10 years later. I certainly get very disappointed with a lot of this Apple stuff and locked in the ecosystem and unrepairability options, overpriced SSD stuff. So I'm personally neither looking into buying some. Also, iPhone super overpriced, right? Mac's SSDs, I mentioned this in the main channel. M1 Mac SSD price is like twice, maybe even memory, but at least SSD. And you can't upgrade as you need on the first day you order it, or day -7 or -10 of pre-ordering it. You need to decide what you ever need. Never is there a swapping SSD storage, which in my opinion is super hilarious, a totally common task on a computer to upgrade your storage. If you grow your business, your video editing, your software development, and need more storage later, sure, you can plug in external ones, but that always comes with dongles and flexibility. And last but not least, if the internal storage is exhausted, all its their leveling of the write cycles, eventually it's a worthless paperweight in like 5 years time or something for a power user anyway. And then there is also not, like today, a resale value when people already know they buy a 5 or 3 year old Apple product and they can't swap the storage for a non-broken one. Last but not least, what is the consequence of all the insecurities? We have seen this: hacked police, courtrooms, federal agents, motor vehicles there, everything left and right. And breaking news just today, I guess. Some German publishing house here, target of a hack with ransomware and stuff encrypted, and recurring theme here, just some other data point of this using glorified assembler front-end ZSC of pointer arithmetic, buffer over under runs, and manual memory management, memory corruption, use after free, and all the fun stuff here live on this channel. We got this, apparently not, and it has real-world consequences as seen here in this alleged, maybe Russia, maybe someone else, could also be China, or who knows what. Maybe eventually we'll find out, because that is also the problem with this alleged Russia, alleged China. I mean, who knows? Give us the proof, otherwise it's always a little bit hearsay. Anyway, I hope you learned something. I'm certainly as depressed with this Vodafone garbage DOCSIS cable stuff. That is our business internet here. We have 500 Mbit down, 50 Mbit up, but in this pandemic, before it was not amazing. Now we barely get to Mbit upstream. It's hilarious. State of infrastructure, software, hardware, and probably I have to move the office because at this location I don't really get much better stuff. Anyway, I hope you learned something. Sorry for the drop frames, but they were not delivered to you by recurring theme. Not amazing Vodafone stuff. Can't recommend. Don't go there. Choose anything else, or LTE. Actually, I wanted to hook up LTE. Probably sometime soon. Next time I will hook up channel bonding LTE stuff here with some old smartphone or something. I hope you learned something. Not sure if this will be the last one. Maybe not. Maybe we try to make a last security thing of this year, 31st of, or maybe we could theoretically make maybe breaking news of the Chaos Computer Club thing here, that probably is this year virtual between the Christmas holiday and New Year. So maybe we try to do something on December the 30th or 31st or something. Otherwise, if we don't see us again, happy holidays and happy New Year. But there is a chance that there might be another live stream, hopefully less broken than this one. And as usual, Maybe I need to get back to do a quick 10-minute stuff every other day, as little time as I have, but I have the feeling this 10 days later stuff of old news, maybe not the best summary. But as usual, I said this already 100 times. I hope you learned something, and the frame drops were not too bad. For those who are new to this channel, this is the more random stuff. We also have this more mainstream stuff with our own development of Linux open source and other low-level hardware and software stuff. And yeah, so don't forget to share, like, and subscribe to this fun stuff. And I hope to see you soon for all the next fun and hopefully less frame dropping stuff to come. I hope the audio was the audio too much dropping out. Yeah, it's hilarious. It's anyway, probably I have to use my 20 gigs of LTE business usage then for that. So this one was easy, better than the one before. Okay, that's, yeah, but this was only better because I lowered the bitrate to just 1 point. Yeah, full disclosure, not making this stuff up. 1.25 Mbit. It's hilarious, right? It's not a joke. It's like, yeah, 2,988, 7% freaking. In case Vodafone ever wants to sue me here for bad stuff, like, here's a proof. This is like Vodafone. Thanks for nothing. I already harass the support each day on Twitter, but as you see this, without any effect, 1 point something Mbit. It's like, yeah. See you next time.